Once I see it.
Hey guys, welcome back. Night 3 of the Spark Academy Coaches going live with you. I'm Brandy Holloway. For those of you that are on my page, you already know that, so I don't have to introduce myself, but Craig Cameron's with me again. Craig, it's good to have you back again for night 3.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so we are on our own tonight. The other coaches, obviously, either this is just not in their wheelhouse or have other things going on. But I'm really excited about the conversation tonight because we are all seeing such a huge shift on social media. And whether we like it or not, we have to keep up with these, all of these pivots that we're going through. The big shakeup on Twitter. Of course, everybody's talking about Elon Musk, buying Twitter, seeing a lot of the pages that were being shut down, being brought out. And a lot of you don't think that's going to affect your algorithms and what you're doing. But all that talk, it really does. It starts to turn. So we feel like the most important thing you could do to try to control some of that is to build your own community. And that's why we built the Spark Academy. So Craig and I are going to take some turns talking about building your community, ways to do that, obviously, that you can automate, because you guys can't be working in your business all the time. It just gets exhausting and you get burnt out. And then Craig's going to obviously take a deep dive into the automations, the CRM. And you guys are going to be amazed when he starts to walk down the path, as we were when we all started working together. Now we have everything under this platform, and it's such a wonderful thing because we know it's working and we don't have to think about, oh no, did I follow up with this person? Or, if I got 50 messages today, I don't have to go back and answer those 50 messages because the automation did it for us. But it's still personal, and I know that's a concern. So we'll touch back on all of those tonight for sure. So what do you think, Craig, as far as what you've seen? Obviously, you were in the corporate world, and then you went solo, and now we've been building this community together. What's the big gem for you that you see in having a community supporting you?
Really, it's about collaboration. So once I try to do everything myself, and you only have so much time in the day. And once I met with you, and then we started, working together and adding more people. And now it took my ability, like today, I actually had a meeting. And before this team, I would have been offering automation. But because I have a team now, I offered automation, social media, business strategy, like everything. And they were just like, you can do all of that. Like, they were blown away. And for me, I don't have to do it all. I just do my piece, and the team does their piece. We all work together, and I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. So if you're joining us and you're just tuning in, I'd love to know, are you a part of a community? Are you building a community? And that could be a Facebook group. It could be a LinkedIn group. It could be a Discord channel. It could be a Slack channel. It could be an SMS group that you've got. What else? Memberships that we have, which is what Spark Academy is. It's a membership for members only. When you join, you get the perks. And just it doesn't have to be virtual. I mean, obviously these things can be done in person, but we've all learned the last few years with the big C, how important it is to have multiple ways to engage and connect with people in the community that you want to have, because we got to a point where we couldn't have the in-person networking events. And so for those of you that were a little gun shy with social media or thought social media was pointless, I think learned a hard lesson. And, we want to help with that. And I do think some other waves will come, and it's really important for everyone to do that. So let's dive into community, Craig, and walk them down. I'm going to come from my organic standpoint because that's what I love to do. And I like to do that for the entrepreneurs that are they're really just starting out. And maybe they don't have a budget. So I like to offer them those opportunities. And that's what we do in the Spark Academy. But we also help the entrepreneur with ready to scale, and they need support of a team, like you were just saying. So I'll go organic, and I'm going to let you, of course, chime in with all the things that they could do when they have the budget, they're ready to level up, all the opportunities to enrich that community that they have, but not get burnt out trying to run it on their own. So I've always loved networking. I've always liked being part of communities. I like learning just as much as I like teaching or training or coaching. I think we all have to be that way. I think ideally, if you're building a community, before you build it, I think a huge learning lesson for us, and you've learned this along the way too, you really need to have a very clear vision of what the community would be doing and what kind of people are in it. We've had people kind of come and go with us, and no hard feelings, nothing bad, but it just wasn't a good fit. And that's only because we really knew what we wanted. We knew how we were going to be moving forward. And it's shown up in the few months that we've worked together, because we've, started to work with so many clients together, and it's just so smooth and it's so effortless. And like you said, we all step in and do our part. We have the processes, we have the systems. And I think that's what people look for when they come to a community. So let's talk to people that do courses, and I think they usually have a membership, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I can't tell you an organic way to do that. You're going to have to put the effort in and build that. And I can only imagine in the launch of that thing, right? Trying to do that manually, trying to find the people. When you have the people, trying to organize them and make sure they go to the right places, making sure the email campaigns are all the things that go along with that, and running the community. So really, if they come to you, you can go down now and you can do everything except for basically show up on camera when they're going live. You can automate almost everything, right?
Pretty much.
So yeah. What in everything that I just listed out, just so everyone kind of knows, is from the community standpoint, why would they automate? And then how does that in turn help with their lead gen?
So time's number one. It's going to save you a ton of time, because doing anything manually, especially when you have you're building a community, like that's a huge time commitment. And then mostly when you're talking organic, it's social, right? So you're building it on social, Facebook, Instagram, all of those. So you're getting leads. Now, what do you do with those leads? You need a system to take those leads from point A to point B and in between, and you need to be able to see. So what automation allows you to do is you create that customer journey. Where are they coming from? When they first opt in, what's the next step, So once you have all of that, now as people are coming in, you're able to visually see what's going on. And if they're not moving to the next step in an X amount of time, we can set automations like email reminder or a notification to someone in the team to reach out to them. Like everybody knows, so no one's just sitting there and they get lost, which what happens a lot. Now nobody gets lost. And even when you're in the membership, they complete a lesson that can send an email with like a quiz. Like it just can constantly engaging with people, knowing where they're at and moving them to the next step, to the next step, to the next step.
Yeah. And I'll tell you firsthand, Jen and I, run the Ignite program, and we finished up our one just a few weeks ago, and it's a 12-week program. And we weren't sure. We tested it. We wanted to do testing because we were like, do we want to make this an evergreen course where they go through and learn on their own, and then of course we go live with them in the Spark Academy? But anyway, we did everything manually pretty much. I know that you set up the onboarding for us. We did have that automated, which I can't even imagine what would have happened if we didn't have that little bit done. But I can tell you, you can bring more people into your programs and your launches and your courses if you automate it, because it's doing all of the things for you. You're just you're showing up for everyone. But looking back now, I definitely hands down would tell anyone, automate everything. Because if you're burnout on the back end, like we were saying, trying to do all the things, if you guys are going to be showing up and building a community, and that's really what we're talking about tonight, you really need to, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. A lot of people think there's this magic pill. You have to show up on that platform where your community is, and you have to show up consistently, and you have to deliver value and
Mhm.
nurture them, and all of those things underneath. You have to have these processes and these systems and all the things that you were just talking about. And if you're realizing it along the way, it shows up and people realize that. And I will, once again, being transparent, I think that's where we did lose a lot of people in the process before, because we have it in our brain. So if you're a coach or trainer or whatever that thing is, in your mind, you're thinking things are going so great because you already understand this information that you're dishing out. So, you have everything going on. But when you're building a community, if there's nowhere for them to go back, and we'll talk about that next, the platform. So let's say you have a Facebook group and you have all this information there on Facebook or LinkedIn group. And, I don't even think LinkedIn, you can actually put all the files as much as you can on Facebook. You can add files and PDFs.
Mhm.
And then for whatever reason, you wake up tomorrow and your Facebook group got shut down or it got banned or whatever happened. What are you going to do? You spent all that time, all that money building that community, wherever it is. Instead, how can you help them pull that information and put it in a safe place for them? What does that look like?
So literally, it's just a matter of providing value in exchange for their email and or their phone number. Once you have those, you put those on your CRM that you now own, and you can market to them forever, no matter what happens to Facebook or Instagram. And before COVID, most of my clients were fitness. So when COVID hit, I lost almost all of them because they did not have online systems, and they're done. So the few that did have the online systems, they had their contacts, they were doing live Zoom, all of that. They were able to make it through that. But the ones that didn't plan for this, I mean, who would have known? But now you know. So, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So you want to have everything that you can get now from social into your own system. And we can do that from, like, my main thing is chatbots. So on Facebook, you've been able to do chatbots for 5 years, Instagram since August. So Instagram now, literally you can collect name, email, anything you want from your stories, from your comments, from DM keywords, from people mentioning you in a story. And even when you go live, you can say comment to get my guide, and then
I
boom,
love
it sends them a
it.
message, they get an email. Like, it's insane. And you never were able to do that before. So all these people that have all these followers and they're not using automation, like, I don't know what to say. Like, you need to be using automation, and you need to
So,
build a list.
and I'll be devil's advocate because we always hear the same things, right? Is people are
Mhm.
like, well, they talk about budget, and I will tell you, from an entrepreneur that started with nothing, literally nothing, it is very affordable, and we do lots of packages or bundles, or just start with the bot. Just reach out to Craig on Instagram tonight and say, look, walk me through. Actually, Craig, if they DM you on Instagram right now at bots guy is your Instagram,
Mhm.
you have one that does a demo. It shows them everything. What's the keyword they DM you?
Do DM7.
DM7. So if you guys are, I actually, I'm on my phone. I have us live on Instagram. So if they're watching, they can just head right over to your page. So go to Bots Guy at Bots Guy, and DM Craig the word DM7. Now we're also on LinkedIn right now. We're on YouTube and we're on Facebook. I will love the day when everything can be automated. LinkedIn doesn't have that right now. So, but we can send them. We can have that path, right? What were you going to say? I saw you got an idea.
This is I saw someone else do this, and it was pretty cool. And so when they engaged with the bot, they said, go watch this video, go watch our video. And in the video, there's a keyword in that video, and you'll see it Once you know that keyword, come back and give us the keyword. So what that did is it allowed them to know that they watched the video. And now when they add the keyword, it starts an automation that, hey, they watched the video, obviously, because they have the keyword. So it's a way to drive traffic to their YouTube. And there's other ways to do it,
Ah.
blogs. Like there's all these ways to not just capture the data, but also to push out to all your other outlets.
Well, we will have to remember that then, because
Yeah.
we just started the Spark Academy YouTube channel. So we would love for you guys to hop over there and subscribe. We will be pushing some live training and tutorials out there as well on marketing, business strategy, social media, creating reels, creating TikToks, all of those things. Really quick, one of our Spark Academy coaches, let me pull her comment up here. Stacy, she was on with us last night, of course, but she says, I need to automate lead generation into my Facebook group. So let's start to bring our topics together. We're talking about building a community, why it's so important. The biggest takeaway I want you guys to really get out of that is that no matter where you're building your community, please make sure you're ultimately have a system set up, like Craig was saying, with the CRM to bring them back so that you own that information. You can directly reach out to them. If Instagram goes down or Facebook or LinkedIn, it doesn't matter because you now have that information, and it's so important. And learn what to do with that. Learn how to nurture them as a community. Learn how to keep people engaged. So I know I've seen a huge shift for me, for my community, because I was kind of always known to only work with women. And ironically, most of our clientele are males at this point. I mean, I don't have a male-female preference when I'm working with them, but I saw that huge shift with all of my platforms and who I've been working with. And so building the community this time, having it's open to anyone, it's been really cool to do that with the Spark Academy. So let's bring the two of those together to address Stacy's, I need to automate lead generation into her Facebook group. So here would be my question. Let's say, Stacy, you and Stacy and I are going to be going live on Instagram. We've already talked about that. And we're going to be doing some burn seat and rapid fire sessions. And let's say we're on a live and Stacy's like, talks about her Facebook group. How could we get that automated from Instagram and Facebook for them to automatically go into her group?
So keyword, whatever the keyword is going to be, while you're going live, if you want to get in my Facebook group, I'll send you the link. Just comment the word, whatever the group name is or whatever keyword group. Once that happens, it will send them a DM and it'll say, hey, tell a little bit about the group, then give them a link directly to join the group. Now, because they were sent from the bot to the group, we can now follow up with them for the next 24 hours. So in like an hour, we can say, hey, were you able to sign up for the group? Yes or no? No. Oh, did you have any questions? Like you can just facilitate, getting people over there. And you can see people who type in the keyword, but don't click the link to go to the group. So they didn't go. So now you can send another follow-up. Hey, we noticed you were interested in the group, but you haven't signed up, so stuff like that.
And it just automatically does that. That's what's so amazing.
And it does it from all the different places. So it can do it from the live. It can do it from stories. It can do it from comments. It can do it from mention. Mention me in your story to get access to my group. So now you're giving visibility, to yourself. Another thing we've done is when they actually join the group, we've said, how they ask 3 questions or whatever. You can say, hey, in order to get the keyword, DM us, and then it gets them into the bot. The bot gives them the keyword, then they put it in the group. So that's just another way to just really connect and know who they are.
Oh, I love that. So, if you're tuning in, once again, Instagram and Facebook, we can do this. Like you said, it's eligible. We hope it comes to LinkedIn at some point. TikTok, YouTube, all of the things. We're live on all of those right now. So my big thing is, if we were live, I am live on Instagram right now. And because I'm live, if someone comments Ignite or DMs the word Ignite to me, they're going to start having a chat with my bot. I want to say to you guys, when you hear the word bot, I know it's a turnoff for some of you, and it was for me. Radical honesty, I was completely against it until I met Craig, because I was like so annoyed by the bots that I ran into. But understand that when we say this, we literally personalize that process in your brand, voice, and tone. And Craig sets it up the way that you want those questions if you were sitting across the table having a conversation with someone. That's and it's some, and you can jump in anytime and have your own conversation with everyone. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows that that's when we're talking about this. But for an example, if you're doing a huge launch, like we're all going to be doing an event in Atlanta together, and we're going to start getting information. Of course, we're going to have a bot that you guys can sign up for this event. Of course, we're going to have that. But if we didn't, and we just started blasting and talking about it, and we were all getting these messages, what do we do with the messages, right? Then you have to do all these things manually, and you guys, you're leaving money on the table. So when you think about spending money, investing money on anything, any of the things we're talking about, spending on the bot, the automation, what you really have to remember is the return. So let's say, and I'm just going to throw a number. This is not a real number, but let's just say you were spending $450 a month for your bot to capture all this information and do the things it's supposed to do. Let's just say $450, and we have an event and the tickets are $599, right? Well, guess what? 5 to 10 people that come in, even if that was the lowest number we got, it clearly, we 10x what we put into the bot. And obviously we're gonna get a lot more than that. But I want you to think in those terms. And there's a lot of different options. Obviously, reach out to Craig. That is not in my wheelhouse. I love the bot. I don't know how to work the bots, but that's all Craig. So let's talk about heavy lead generation. I think this will be really cool. I'm going to talk from the standpoint of strictly organic leads. So if you're tuning in right now and you're like, I don't know how to find leads. Maybe you're just starting out. Maybe you pivoted a little bit. A lot of you, which Craig pointed to a while ago, you need to be able to offer a virtual option. And I was in the fitness and wellness world way back when, not when the big C came around. But we did start another platform, which we'll be launching in the fall, called Tele-Wellness Community. And obviously, you guys will see all the automations and everything with that, because what we want to do is make sure we're vetting wellness professionals so that doctors can refer their patients confidently to that wellness professional, right? And we're setting the wellness professional up for success by helping them with their strategy and their marketing, and being able to offer the services. Because we all know if there's any industry where there's so much BS that's just not true, and contradictions. And I'm sorry, there are people out there that go get personal training certifications for $99 and telling people what to do. And we really wanted to take a deep dive into that. So that being said, Bill, that's another community. We have Spark Academy, we have Tele-Wellness Community, and I'm part of other community, and so is Craig. So if you're watching right now, ask any questions you have about lead gen. I'm going to come from an organic standpoint. And then from the growth standpoint, I'm going to let Craig jump in on how, if you're ready to scale, what you could do. Right. So a lot of the things I talk to everyone about lead gen is show up, meaning get on podcasts, go live like we're doing tonight, write articles, and all of those things. Okay. So let's say they're doing that. Now they're starting to get some traction, right? They're getting leads the way that I'm telling, but they're starting to get traction. They're ready to level up. Is there any way to create an automation process? So let's say they're on a podcast or they're writing articles. What would you suggest in that scale up for automation?
So really, anything that's not on the platform, so like a podcast, it's literally DM me a keyword. Like that's the easiest way to do it. On Instagram, DM me a keyword for whatever the thing is that you're offering. Yeah, that's really, or if it's an actual event, you can have QR codes that can do, you can even do text. You can kind of do a chatbot with SMS even.
Ah, okay.
So we have a client that was in an event and they had a QR code. I told them do both. You can DM us on Instagram or you can scan this QR code, like whichever one. So when they scan the QR code, it sent them a message. They hit send It asked them for their name, their phone number, like it entered them in. And then all of that information went into the CRM. It tagged them at the event they were in. It put them in the pipeline. It added that, send them an email. Like it did all this stuff just with one scan. So by them being able to do that, like mostly events, you get all these business cards and you a contest, and you're spending like forever. I'm putting in the spreadsheet. Now I'm adding it here. Now it's just done.
I literally, when you said that, I was just thinking of something so cool, right? When we do our in-person event, or anyone that's doing it, I guess reach out to Craig if you want to set this up. But when we do our in-person event, I think it would be cool to have a little upsell on our ticket, to have a bot set up for them when they get to the event, so that when they're networking,
Yep.
they they're like, oh, I want to get your information. Go, oh, just DM me, blah blah blah. Or they can have the QR
Or
code on their
scan.
phone and say, here, just
Yep.
scan my QR code.
Yep.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
know
we've done
Stacy's
that.
still watching. So Stacy, for those other events, girl, that is such a great idea, because it can all go in. Oh, we got a question from Michelle with Pennies and Dimes. She says, can you put the QR code on business cards to get them into the system?
Yep.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That was an awesome question, Michelle. Yeah, that's a great. Now, go ahead.
Just a tech thing. QR codes work with Messenger, so Facebook, and SMS, but not Instagram yet, because they don't have that link to send. But
Right.
it is coming, but we're not sure when.
So let me ask you this. So let's say, Michelle has that set up. She has the QR code on her card, and you say SMS. But if they go all in, and we're setting up this entire platform where we're making sure everything is talking, when it comes in, they can in turn go back in the SMS and say, hey, enter your email to get this information. So you're still getting everything.
Exactly. Or Messenger, whichever one they do, it all goes into the same CRM, and it does whatever you want it to do.
Right. Okay. So let's go next level. So we were talking about, if I was coming from the organic standpoint, if you're super new in your business, you're just starting out, you guys don't be shy to show up, get on podcasts, talk about your passion, talk about what you're good at, add value, write articles. People are starving for articles. I can't say anything yet, but I actually just got accepted today. I'm going to be a contributing writer for a magazine that I'm super excited. I'll be announcing that. But that's what I did. I started submitting and writing and doing things. I love to write. I know all of you don't. And if you don't love to write, but you want to submit articles and blog posts, DM me, because I have a team that can take your valid points that you want to get across and do it for you and submit it for you. It's still your words, it's still your brand tone. It's not cheating, but we can actually help you with that, with all that information. So reach out if you have questions, but get your information out there, get your points, create that value. Now, that next level that I would think to everyone is, we're going back to community and lead generation. What happens when you build a community? People become fans. They've learned to trust you. They love the information you're putting out. Now, what do you want them to do? You want them to invite other people. You want referrals, right? We have worked on referrals for years, and we love that, and we appreciate that. We feel so blessed for that. Is there a way to set up automations? I know Stacy were here. She would say affiliate link, affiliate, So when you get to that level, like we have Spark Academy, right? How do we set it up so that our incredible members can in turn also, can we automate a way for them to refer or something like that?
So, yeah, for like affiliates, there's actual systems that just do that. So you wouldn't want to try to recreate that.
Yeah.
But in automations, it's more about following up, reaching out, staying in contact with your community, with the automations, with the emails, with the SMS, asking them, if we were to set up an affiliate program, this is how we could easily let them know, like, because everything's in the system. we could just hit a button and boom, it sends out the email to everybody to let them know
Okay.
you can become an affiliate, click here and go like that.
So I have a, and I know this would, I'm going wild. Look, guys, I'm the visionary. I think of the craziest stuff all the time. So my mind just went to, I have a client, and a dear friend. I'm not even going to call her client. We've been friends for freaking 15 years. Kay Ray, you guys go check out her art. She's freaking amazing. Kay Ray Art. Go to Instagram. I love it. But one of the things we mentioned to Kay, because Kay basically helps you take your emotions and get it out on canvas and painting. So whether that's fear, anxiety, stress, anger, grief, whatever you're going through. And I thought, gosh, we can all use that after the last few years because we've all had stress. But going forward, it's still great for a lot of people. And, I said, look, I know you can do this in person, but do online workshops. And she's like, well, how would I do that? And I said, girl, first of all, you charge to do it online. You have so many people, you're on a Zoom, but now you can go to Amazon, put the package together for the canvas you want them to buy, the paints, the brushes. You get paid every time they do that. So now my question is, now that I saw your demo about products and tagging in the DM with the bot, so now my mind is like, any of you, like Craig right now, let's say you wanted to sell your setup of your light and your mic and the things that you have, you could even set up a bot
100%.
where you're like, hey guys, do you want to check out everything that I've got here? DM the word, podcast setup. And then when they do it, it pulls the products up with your affiliate links from Amazon or wherever. That's smart right there.
Now listen, that we have a client, big influencer, complete, obviously promoting other people's stuff, goes live, promoting, hey, just the link. Here's my affiliate link. And what happens there is she's got this huge audience and she's sending everybody over there. Maybe they buy, she gets compensated. And I was like, you know what? Like, every time you go live, do not send them the link until they DM you or they comment on your live, then send them the link. So now she's building a list and sending the link, and she can follow up. Like, it
so
just
smart.
Blew up what she was doing.
So smart. Let's see, Stacy. Let's bring this back up. I'm down with the QR codes. I have one on my digital card. Just need to redirect it to a bot. Sweet.
Yep.
And then what else we got? She goes, our business store is about to be on fire. But it's funny because for those of you who don't know, I'm going to be moving soon, and I'm finally going to build out kind of my dream little office setting, and the things that I've wanted. I'm not going to call it a studio, but having the lighting and the cameras and the mic and all the things, because we've decided obviously to go live a lot more and push out the podcast for all these talks so people can come back. And yeah, I mean, I'm like, duh, why would we not set that up when we're talking about things, and even I know Stacy has this whole resource library of apps and, things that she recommends. And depending on who we're talking with, it's just such a great opportunity. And at the end of the day, think about it. A lot of people are like, oh, you're just trying to sell. Well, yes, I am, because that's what I do. But we're making it easy. I mean, people want ease. They want to be able to go tap a button and grab whatever that thing is. So any of you, especially fitness and wellness peeps, because I see this all the time. Like, here's an example. How many times have you guys seen me drink this glass? And you're like, what the hell is she drinking? Now, if I wanted to, I would tell you that this is a kombucha by blah, 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 because it is kombucha. And I would keep naming that brand over and over and over. Well, when I was in fitness and wellness, I did it all the time. I got free stuff sent to me. I got affiliate links and got paid for referrals. I have a few of those still left, but you look, guys, drill it in your brain. Always be thinking. For all of you that are fitness and wellness and nutrition and anything that has tangible things, the clothes you're wearing, the hat, the weights that you're using, whatever shake, protein shakes, bars, brands that you use for foods, like Angelique is another one of our Spark members. If you go to Eat with Angelique, she puts out this incredible food, but really her goal with her book is food is love. But, I told her, I was like, what are your favorite brands? Start tagging them. So they'll come back and say, hey, we love what you're doing. We're going to, we want to sponsor you if you keep highlighting our brand, and boom, you're a brand ambassador. So, and a lot of people are getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys have noticed the new monetization on Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels, you can make some really good money once you become an ambassador, because you monetize off the, obviously off the views. I think Facebook's doing, I don't know what the time span is, but it's like $35,000. You get paid $35,000 for, I don't know if it's a million.
I think
I'll have to
it's
go
a
back and look at it.
million. I think
What is
it's
it?
1.25 or some weird number.
Yeah. So, but they'll pay out 35,000. Well, if you guys have not jumped on that yet, you're missing the boat. A lot of you don't pay attention to that. So when we're talking about building a community, if your stuff's not being seen, then you can't build a community, right? So whatever you want to say in a post, whatever you want to type in your copy, ask yourself, could I make a 15-second reel with this, or a 30-second reel with this? And if the answer is yes, then do it. For those of you that do not want to be on camera and don't have time, then we have a solution for that that I'm super excited that we're rolling out. So we'll be popping that up. But yeah, I mean, we're trying to come up with all these simple solutions so that you can stay focused on your community, not in it, working all the time and feeling burnt out. Once again, I started several communities and got burnt out and quit. I mean, I'll admit it. And I say all these things to you because I failed, and we're all going to fail. But when you fail your community, when you have all these other people, depending on you, it sucks. And in the day I had to take care of myself. But oh, wait, what is Stacy saying? Craig, I need help with my 53. Oh, Lord, she has 53 standing affiliates. So there you go. So that'll be interesting. You guys should go live and talk about that, because so many people are missing the boat on affiliate links.
Think of influencers. Right now, an influencer can promote you with the link in the bio and a post. That's it.
We just partnered with a company today.
If they have a bot, now they can raise their rates because they can say, "Hey, I'm gonna send them automations from my stories. I'm gonna send them, like, there's all these different ways now that they can promote, like, follow up for that first 24 hours. Like, there's so many more things they can do that they can't do without automation.
And we obviously we're growing pretty quickly, but we also brought on another team today, strictly focused on that. So we can do loops where we put you in with others to do a giveaway loop to grow your pages together, a little more organically that way, growing just kind of organically with comments and engagement and followers. We've been doing engagement for quite some time. And if you really want to level up, we have the opportunity to introduce you to these influencers so you can have, and when I say influencers, I mean, yes, some of these people are hitting high 100,000 followers up to, 1 million. If you're really ready to go, and it makes sense, especially, those of you that have a tangible product, skincare, health, fitness, wellness, go all in on that. We have like Autumn DNA, another one of our clients. You guys, it's incredible because when I was a trainer, if we break that down, so many of you are just randomly taking vitamins because your friends take them, multivitamins, or you just grab something off the shelf. And I remember when I started studying nutrition, how they explained that most of the stuff you're taking, your body doesn't absorb it. And you're taking things that your body doesn't need, and you're not taking a lot of things that your body does need. Well, how do you know what your body needs? And so what I love, and I don't know, maybe we'll have to talk them into this, but I would love if they had that ability for somebody to DM, what do I need, or like whatever their code is. And then it start taking them through that little questionnaire of like, well, are you tired all the time? Are you not sleeping? Are you experiencing hair loss, weight gain, weight loss, just all the things? And then be able to say, okay, here's what we think it is. But if you really want to know, they test your DNA, you get this elaborate results back of them explaining to you what you need. And they only send you these packets of the stuff that you need. So you're not putting all of these other things. And I love that they're personalizing it. So because that was important to me, not to just take something random. So there's so many options. I love the way we did that tonight to get leads and to build your community, because to get a lead, really, what are we doing? We're typically providing value of some sort.
Yep.
Right. So let's say what's most everyone doing? Oh, download my free checklist, right? Or download my free PDF, or download this video where I talk about the 3 things to XYZ, or how to do blah, blah, blah. So when
Join my masterclass.
Yeah. Yeah. So my thing is, why not automate it? So right off the bat, you're like, hey, if you want the video to my masterclass, DM masterclass to me now. Well, guess what happens? What is it? It gets their info, right? And then what? It sends them to their platform where the video is hosted and sitting. Yeah. And then when they're done, what could happen after they're finished watching the masterclass?
Follow up, upsell, questions, whatever you want.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, like, it's endless. And like, for those of you, one thing that really shocked me when we started working together is how many people like are doing Kajabi and all of that for all their courses. You guys understand what I'm saying? All of that you're doing comes when we put everything together, the system and the process, it all comes together. Craig has it under one platform. So that's what we've been doing now. And we're going to turn what I mentioned earlier, the Ignite program, we're going to turn that into our evergreen. We're all Craig, Stacy, Dana, Jen, myself, like we're all also creating fire starter guides, which are small ebooks, e-guides that you'll be able to download. They're free for Spark Academy members, and then it'll be a very nominal fee, small fee for if you're not a member to be able to get access to those things. So, Craig, what do you think is the biggest pushback that you typically hear that's just not true when it comes to lead generation, like with automation and the bots and all of those things?
Mainly the bots is impersonal. They think it's impersonal. And the other thing is, and I struggled with my name Bots Guy because bots are on Instagram before this official, they made it official in August. A handful of companies actually have approved API with Instagram, their official partners. But there are bots on Instagram that are bad, like follower bots, like third party, all these things, and they're not good. So when someone automatically hears bot, they're like, oh, like, so I have
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I have to educate them. And it's all how you use it. Number one is make sure you're using one of the companies that are approved, official partners, which the one we use is, and make sure, you need to know how you need to know your audience. Like when you speak to them, when we build the conversations out, we make them sound like you, like it's your persona. Like you can even create, Craig bot, or there's people that have a pet as their mascot for the bot. Like you can do whatever you want, but never try to make them think it's a real human. Always let them know this is an automation. This, you're not trying to pretend you're real, and always give them a way to reach out to you if they want to. So we can set parameters that notify you via mobile or via email that, hey, so-and-so has a question. So you can literally jump in there and chat with them. So it's all how you use it. And, some people will, like, as soon as you DM someone, the bot will come up, hey, and give them options. And some people don't like that. They only want the bot to happen when they engage with it. So I only want the bot to happen when someone DMs me or someone does this or someone. So you control how it is. It's not just taking over everything.
Yeah. But at the same time, understand, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, Clubhouse. if I tried to keep up with all of those things all the time, it would drive me insane. Now I don't have to. I mean, and I'll say this once again because I'm here to help. If you're not ready to level up, you're not ready for the bot, at least set up your Meta Business Suite so that your Facebook and your Instagram are talking. You can go in there and all your messages from there are together. LinkedIn, you're on your own because, of where that is. But the beauty of it is that you could have just automatically a link, right? You could have a link to your Instagram. As a matter of fact, I might start doing that and say, hey, here's the link to my Instagram. Tap here and DM the word ignite to me and let's chat. Because I'm just, getting everybody over so I know that the bot will take over and grab their info for me. So I think that's super important.
Another thing is because of all these other platforms, you can create different keywords for different platforms that go to the same thing. So it's the same audience, but we can now track how many people came from this platform, how many came from this platform, how many came from this platform. So that's a really good way to track your lead gen and who's really engaging with it.
Yeah. Stacy said, yeah, I can package it better and collect a higher commission for a campaign. She said she just needed a bots guy. Michelle from Pennies and Dimes on Instagram was saying, what's the YouTube link? I don't have the actual link, but hopefully you can look up the Spark Academy on YouTube. It's a very new channel. So we'd love for you guys to go subscribe and show some love. We can't personalize it till we get to 100. I mean, it's literally brand new. So definitely do that. We'd love for you to share it out as well.
That brings up something, as obviously the YouTube is new, but as you have all your properties and you're on lives and people are asked, just ask, DM me YouTube and I'll send you the link.
Oh, that's smart.
So you have all your links ready to go. So at any time you just tell them and then it sends them whatever you need.
So you guys, I mean, literally, I'm going to go back and think of all the ways that we've listed. Number one, to build your community. Number two, to create, lead generation opportunities. I gave you ways to do them that will not cost you anything but your time. And Craig, when you're ready to level up, Craig's giving you several ways to understand that if you're going to level up as a solopreneur, if you're not a corporation, if you're on your own, the beauty of coming in and talking with us is we can explain through a team setup, starting out as little or as much as you want. Maybe you only want a bot right now to capture the messages because you're launching out a course or a product. We can help with that. And then as you level up, but I am telling you, having a good team with all the expertise and the skill sets that we have, especially, with everything that Craig offers. And Craig, kind of run down, we're getting towards the end. I don't want people to think you're just the bots guy because you do so much more, but run down the gamut of really all the things that you're doing.
So what I was going to say is not only do you have a team, but you have a platform with everything is there. You don't have to get ClickFunnels. You don't have to get ActiveCampaign. You don't have to get Calendly. You don't have to do it's all in one place. So now you're going to be able to learn it faster. You're going to be able to scale faster. And the things that it does is your landing pages, your emails, your SMS, your scheduling, if you're booking appointments, your follow-ups, your memberships for Kajabi, your website, your forms. It's even doing social posting now for Facebook and Instagram. So that's growing.
Excited.
It does everything. And because it's on one platform, we can automate anything. So let's say someone fills out this form. We can now send an email with the PDF. We can tag them. We can put them in a pipeline. We can, let's say we send out an email that has a link to an offer. They click the link, but then they didn't do the offer. We know that now. So now we have a series of follow-ups for everybody that got the email, clicked the link, but didn't buy. So now they have that sequence. So it's literally just automation from social to buying and from every other platform.
Something we touched on last night to kind of back up for those of you also, how many of you are constantly sitting on free consultation calls that turn into nothing? And that was a big thing that we discussed last night. And this can eliminate that, because now when they DM you and this form pops up, number one, it keeps them on the platform, which we love, but you're still getting their information. They don't have to go push all these buttons. They start
And
asking you.
Instagram loves that.
Yeah, and Instagram loves that. Facebook loves that. I mean, yeah, they want to keep them on the platform.
Yep.
But what I love is that we have very specific questions we ask, and we know right away, based on their answers, if we're going to either, hey, I think where you are, we'd love for you to jump in the Spark Academy, check out the videos there, ask questions. If they have the budget and we feel like they're at another point, we usually suggest our discovery and strategy call, where the whole team jumps on and just pours into them, and then see how we can move forward. But I love that, because so many people, and once again, a lot of you in the coaching industry, you're sitting there day after day after day after day doing all these calls that turn into nothing. Either they're not the right fit, they're not the avatar, they don't have the budget. There's no skin in the game when you're doing the free consult. And I think that's really where we started to scale up, by doing that qualifying. I mean, we charge, and not that I'm saying this to boast from an ego, standpoint, but I was never charging enough for the information I was giving. But then to do it for free and give them all of this information. So a lot of you need to think about that. When you're building a community, you're already pouring into that community constantly, whether it's on Clubhouse or a Facebook group or wherever you have that. At some point, why are you doing it? Yes, you're doing it to serve, but there's got to be a level up. There's got to be a step up. And how are you making that happen? You can have that just sitting there for them, and remind people, nudge them, say, hey, if you're ready to have this conversation, tap this link or DM this, or, whatever that thing is. So I'm excited about that. Stacy put up the YouTube. Thank you, Stacy, for the YouTube link. Yeah, we'd love for you guys to subscribe. So we're live on LinkedIn, we're live on Facebook, and we are live on Instagram, and we are live on YouTube. So we covered everything tonight. So before we jump off, Craig, let's leave everybody like we did the last few nights. Let's leave them with a little gem. And I always say, after everything we've covered tonight, if we were to leave them with something super important that you want them to remember, to know, what is that one thing?
It's always going to be the same. You need to automate, but before you can automate, you need your process. You need to know where people are coming from and what you want them to do. So what is that customer journey? And once you have that, then you can think about, what are the things that I can automate now with that.
Love that. Love it. And I think that would be a great fire starter guide for you to produce, to put out, as part of our series, is how do I even come up with the process? What does that mean? Because people in their infancy have no idea what we're talking about yet. They haven't even, some people haven't even had a client. So that might be a great idea for that. So listen, we would love for you guys to join us in the Spark Academy. These are the kind of conversations that we have. The coaches go live on their own with you in the Spark Academy. You get to ask questions. We all go live together. You can also come on as our guest in the burn seat. That's an opportunity to bring any business challenges that you have. The burn seat is not to burn you. It's to help you burn through your challenges. So we always want to make that clear as a team. So we pour into you, give you tips and suggestions, feedback, resources, possibly some training or tutorials, depending on what you need. And then, of course, we go to that next step. You can grab your first 30 days are free for now. That will not last forever, but we want you guys to come in and check it out. All the replays are there for you to watch. You can watch those at any time. We are building a resource library. So just,
I think there's like 15 videos so far.
Yeah.
Like really good in-depth, like a webinar almost, like training,
right.
like legit. Like,
and they're always there. So if you're like, one day you're like, oh man, what did Craig say about ABC, or what did Brandy say about this client? I mean, you can always go back and capture that. And at some point we've talked about bringing in a VA to go through each video and highlight the high points, right? The bullet points. So, we'll keep doing that. You tell us what you need, tell us what you want. That's what we're here for, to do that. So we'd love for you guys to join us. Just go to the sparkacademy.club to check that out. Like I said, your first 30 days is free. So what do you have to lose? We're going to keep going live. If you want to jump in the burn seat with us so we can highlight your business and help you burn through a challenge, you can DM me anywhere. Just DM the word burn seat and we will reach out to you to get you scheduled for that. and just anything that we've talked about over these last couple of nights. We hope that I know we've given you guys a ton of value, lots to think about. I hope clarified some things. If you feel overwhelmed, just remember, you don't have to feel that way. You can have the support of a team, whatever that is. So just reach out to us for that. And we'll be back again soon live. So, thanks for joining us. And Craig, thanks for coming on all 3 nights with me.
Yeah. It's been fun.
So, and we'll be back again, guys. So keep rising, and we will see you guys soon.
See ya.